All right, you already know what time it is. BCP game breakdown. This time it is Lakeland versus Lake Gibson. Now I got about 5 minutes. This is Preston Jackson, Big County Preps. We're gonna break down that game from last night. Big time classic game. Probably a storied rival, the biggest game in Polk County that doesn't count. This time again, Lakeland comes out on top, 21-0 over Lake Gibson as they travel to the home of the Braves. A very defensive game. The one thing that stands out the most of this ball game is how prepared each team was. They play each other yearly to start the season off. They're well prepared defensively. They had a really good idea what each play was going to be for their opponent. You could tell that they prepped for it. If there was a play made, the player had to make a play because there were no busts defensively. What really turned this game over, it was 0-0 at halftime. What really happened in the third quarter, there was a block punt, special teams, always making special plays. There was a block punt, which set Lakeland up going for their first score to put them up 7-0 in the third quarter. Before that, it was 0-0. The ball wasn't moving too much. Lake Gibson playing great defense, Lakeland playing great defense. It's just one of those games, if you're a defensive guy like myself, then you enjoyed it for what it was, how prepared the coaches were and how prepared the players were. Xavier Allen fumbled at the 3-yard line going in the first half, which kept Lakeland off the board as they were methodically moving the ball down the field, chopping up the clock, and getting a combination of James Robinson, A.J. Davis, and Xavier Allen the ball. They methodically moved the ball down the field. When they got to around the 3-yard line, an Xavier Allen handoff, he knocked over a few people, and on his way in the end zone, ball was stripped. Lake Gibson recovered it. Total stats, going off Polk Preps articles, will give credit to Polk Preps. Lakeland with 264 total yards in this preseason classic. Lake Gibson with 132 total yards to end the ball game. Let's go to some players. For Lakeland, A.J. Davis is a stud running back. He's got offers from all over the place. USF still thinks they have a chance to keep him here at home. We know that he's always liked Ohio State over the years. I happen to think he doesn't land in either one of those, but he is a Big Ten style running back. Any Big Ten school will use him the right way in those systems, and he'd chop up a lot of yards in college. But since he's still in high school, we're going to treat him as a high school player, a great high school player that he is. Solid night for him. Didn't go bonkers because both teams playing well on defense. The one thing about AJ that you like the most is he just shows incredible balance, and he's tough. Great hands, incredible balance, and he takes a hit and keeps on trucking. If you think you've hit him and he's going down, that's not the case. Defensive players, whoever's got to play AJ Davis here in the near future. James Robinson for Lakeland started really hot. Him and Holden Hotchkiss had a good couple connection, had like 3 or 4 receptions. And the thing about James Robinson is that he's just not trying to catch the football. He's trying to catch the football and take it to the house every single time. He had about 3 or 4 catches. He also played another half of snaps on defense at safety. Jack Smith, number 9, outside linebacker for Lakeland, is just a playmaker. He stands around 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a junior outside linebacker. Just looks great in pads all over the place. I love his communication. He's lining up the defense. He's getting the calls from the coaches on the sideline. He's just very in tune to what's supposed to be happening on the field. Another interesting guy was the opposite corner, which is Jacoby Joyner, senior, 6'2", 187 pounds. Played very well. He has a good link. He has great length to him. You can tell that he has a good feel for the game. Some really good athletic ability. He's gonna be interesting when college coaches start coming around Lakeland High School in September. Let's flip over to Lake Gibson. Noah Johnson and A.J. DeShazier were all over the field defensively for the Braves. You really like how those two play in sync with each other. They've been playing a lot of football over the years since freshman and sophomore years. Both captains on the defensive side of the ball. Very, very active. Put a lot of hats on ball carriers. Trice Knight. This kid's going to be really good. Jersey number 10. He's a junior, 6'1", 205. Just a football player. I think if you took the pads off him, he'd still be laying wood the way that he was the other night. Very energetic, brings a lot to the table. He's a great compliment to the 2 inside backers. Now, Trevor Jones showed flashes last night. Remember, he had 1,300 yards last year. He showed flashes last night. Why he had 1,300 yards last year? Lakeland kept him in a bottle as much as possible, but he's going to be really good again. That's jersey number 4. He's a running back for Lake Gibson. Now, Kavaris Thomas already has an offer from USF. He's going to get many more. This kid was pretty doggone good with limited experience. I'm telling you, he has a really strong arm. He threw the ball on time, the curl routes, the back routes. He was throwing off his front foot. Huge arm, has a lot of confidence, and then his running ability is great also. He's running over defenders. He's going to have to learn to slide a little bit or try to avoid some contact because they need him for a full, hopefully, in their case, 16-game season. But he's very physical. The offense revolves around him. His team follows him. He's going to be a huge kid. He's going to have to manage. The one thing I'm scared with him is he's going to have to manage his weight because he could get really, really big. Because of the way his body's framed up. He's a Dante Culpepper in the making. And you remember how strong Dante Culpepper's arm was. You remember how deceptive his running ability was. This kid is just the same. He's really athletic for his size. He's really tough, and he looks like he has the mental capacity to play that position for Lake Gibson. Lake Gibson is at Winter Haven next week, and Winter Haven thrashed on Miami Killian 43-6 in their classic game. So that's going to be a good one with Winter Haven and Lake Gibson. And then Lakeland's going to host Ed White this week. Ed White from Jacksonville. So 2 good games for those Polk County teams. Another entertaining classic game for Lakeland and Lake Gibson. A big crowd. Thanks for everybody who was there. And thank you to both programs for welcoming Big County Preps in the house. We're out.